Okay, hello everyone. We didn't get to do an update over the weekend. We didn't get to do the shitbag roundup, so we're going to get you caught with some updates. We're going to start with the continuing fallout from Cracker Barrel that went woke and is now going broke. Here's some updates on that.
New this morning, massive financial fallout for Cracker Barrel as the company faces backlash over its branding. The restaurant chain removed the traditional image on the left, showing that man on a chair leaning against a barrel, and replaced it with the generic image on the right.
They got rid of the cracker and they got rid of the barrel. Not a good move.
Right. Cracker Barrel's stock sunk 7.15% yesterday, losing roughly $94 million in value. Red State columnist Buzz Patterson wrote, the mistake that Cracker Barrel is making is that they just alienated their base. I want a homey Southern-based restaurant that's also old-timey and fun. Instead, their woke CEO wants them to be a fine dining establishment. Nobody's going there for the sleek, cold remake. Even the official account of the Democratic National Committee wrote, we think the Cracker Barrel rebrand sucks too. And in a post from the Steak and Shake account, at Cracker Barrel, their goal is to just delete the personality altogether, hence the elimination of the old timer from the signage. Heritage is what got Cracker Barrel this far.
That's
and
right.
Now the CEO wants to just scrape it all away. At Steak and Shake, we take pride in our history, our families, and American values.
Not Steak and Shake coming out hard against Cracker Barrel,
They're
Jen.
coming out pretty hard. But this is what happens when you disillusion your loyalists.
And that's exactly what they did. They ended up, bending over backwards for leftist whiners and complainers that were probably have never eaten there and will never eat there, and they bowed to the pressure anyway. They brought in a DEI specialist. They focused on LGBTQ plus minus divided by sign. And that's the changes that they started making. So there were more gay, lesbians, and trans people working at the restaurants. No one wanted that. No one asked for that. You don't want to bring your family in to eat and have a tranny bringing you your meal. There are zero people that want that. But they started getting attacked by the left, and they were worried about that point system to keep them equity and equality friendly. Here's some more from Benny Johnson. A couple of updates here.
Yo, what's up, guys? It's Benny. It has been too entertaining this week.
Hold on.
Should these glasses be illegal?
For fuck's sake. Sorry, it's YouTube with their fucking shit commercials. They've gotten worse for anybody that doesn't pay.
To follow the absolute slow motion train wreck of Cracker Barrel as they attempted to do a woke rebrand of a Christian Southern hospitality down home cooking institution, which I'm sure you have great memories at, and so do I. And they've desecrated it and vandalized it, and they destroyed their logo.
So of course they're coming out now and attacking people like myself and others who are standing up for this and saying this is ridiculous. It never needed to happen. This is bullshit. And they're calling it a vocal minority. Now, any business that has done this has just come out and attacked their. Disney, Lucas Star Wars has come out and attacked the people when they didn't like The Acolyte, didn't like other things. Oh, it's the viewers' fault. The viewers are bigots and they're biased. And left-wing organizations have done all of this, and all it does is destroy your business even more. You instead of looking inward to see the mistakes you've made, you decide to attack your loyal fan base. You decide to attack your customers. This is how stupid these people are. They think that that's a winning strategy.
Their dining experience, and they've now destroyed their company. It's looking like it may well be worse than what happened to Bud Light. We'll see what happens in the end. We're only a week in, but the destroyer of brands, the Grim Reaper, is knocking at the door of Cracker Barrel. His name is Robbie Starbuck, and he has done a full-scale investigation that will stun you.
Yeah, I've seen some of the stuff from Robbie Starbuck. It's been really good.
Before we get to Robbie's
check him out on X.
Breakdown of what's truly happening inside of Cracker Barrel. One, Cracker Barrel redid their brand, obviously. Their woke CEO got dragged.
There's their woke. Once again, there's their woke, white, leftist, idiot CEO. And as more and more as I'm doing politics and I'm doing the news and I'm seeing all this, the biggest problem in America, woke, white, leftists. White people are the problem. People have been trying to tell us white people are the problem, and I'm like, stop. It's this group or it's that group. It's not whites. Whites are the problem, folks. It's becoming more and more apparent by the day.
She's got the Rachel Maddow glasses, Keith Olbermann glasses. You see those glasses, you got to run. Big, clunky, plastic frame glasses. Those people have problems. Their stock lost hundreds of millions of dollars.
Yeah, apparently it's gotten worse.
Sued for discriminatory practices saying we're going to incentivize the hiring of pretty much everybody who's not like a straight white guy. Pretty much like betraying your clientele and betraying also like the people who make your customer base work, right? The people who made your company work in the first place. Anyway, they're getting sued as along with just getting the kind of brand damage that you may well never recover from. And to top it all off, Cracker Barrel then attacks the fans. Oh, this is the worst move. Attacks the fans. Well, ladies and gentlemen, one of the fans of Cracker Barrel, Robbie Starbuck, somebody who lives in Tennessee. This is a brand that is based in Tennessee. Decided to go in and do one of his full-scale investigations. I want to start off by breaking down this incredible nearly 20-minute video, and we have just short snippets we're going to play for you, and I encourage you to go and watch all of it on Robbie's channels, which will be linked in the description. But I want to break down like the main root of the parasitic infestation of this great American institution. It's the same root as ever. It is activists who...
Our movement has killed woke policies at some of the biggest companies on earth. And companies that fight us, that test us, they meet their economic demise. When we targeted Tractor Supply, they lost $2 billion in market cap. When we targeted John Deere, they lost 10. When we targeted Harley Davidson, they fought back for the longest out of any company until finally caving to us, and it has utterly destroyed them that they fought us. I can go on and on down a list. Now, which path will Cracker Barrel take? I don't know, and honestly, I don't particularly care because we've won. They just don't know it yet. You see, their options now are to apologize, fix this, have heads roll, and get back to sanity, in which case we win, or economic Armageddon. They'll stretch this out and have multiple horrific earnings reports as they realize people stop going to shop there and to eat there. Either way, we win. It's just a matter of choosing the easier fix-it path now or the more painful path later. The choice is theirs. So it's their time for choosing now, but we are not going to give our money to people who hate us, hate our values, and hate our country. A conservative can't give their money to Cracker Barrel. A Christian cannot give their money to Cracker Barrel. And so we won't. It's critical that we spread the word about this so our friends and family know what's going on. And I don't care about monetizing this video. Take it, use it, clip it, post it anywhere you want. You can monetize it yourself for all I care. Take the evidence that I've put out, though, and make your own content. I don't care how you do it, but make sure you expose this company for who they really are. And to the good people employed at Cracker Barrel, I'm sorry this is happening, but I know many of you stand with us, and we stand with you.
So that's the sort of meme of Robbie Starbuck.
Infested with left-wing activists.
These are the ultimate collect.
Oh my God. I can't get through one video without some shit commercial. Sorry.
More interested in safe spaces, pronouns, and virtue signaling than they are in their customers. I think the best way to start is by telling you what you've been funding if you've gone to Cracker Barrel in recent years. So let's start with Nashville Pride. Yes, Cracker Barrel is a proud sponsor of Nashville Pride and have been part of it for over a decade, along with participating for multiple years in Evansville, Indiana's Third River City Pride event. They even made LGBTQ plus rocking chairs for these Pride events, the same Pride rocking chair that they put front and center in their Tennessee corporate office and at their 2019 managers conference for the Cracker Barrel managers. That Tennessee corporate office I mentioned is located in a place called Wilson County, one of the most conservative counties that you will find in America. The fact that it's located there is important to this story because what's happened here is a microcosm of the parasitic operating procedure of left-wing activists. Like a parasite, they embed and spread. They don't just want to force their soulless, godless, hedonistic vision of the future onto blue hellscapes that their party controls. No, it's much more important to them that they shove it down into your towns, into your kids' schools, and into your way of life. So sticking
and this is true. They bring these companies think that they're hurting and they have to become part of the DEI initiative. So they have to become more inclusive. That's the only way their company is going to survive. So they bring these people in as CEOs, as upper management to run the DEI program. And their goals are running their own personal activism. So it's to accomplish one of two things. One, to completely turn your company around so that it is nothing but it reflects their values and nothing else. or two, to completely destroy it. And honestly, they don't really care if one or two happens. It's to destroy anything that doesn't follow the LGBTQ plus minus divided by sign, the left-wing agenda. You can survive and become a twisted version of yourself that no one wants to go to. Or you can fail and you can go out of business. And either way, it's a win for them too, because they got rid of an old iconic restaurant or business or whatever it is that they sunk their claws into. And then something else that's purely DEI will rise in its place.
Chair into their headquarters in a predominantly conservative town is exactly the type of thing they revel in doing. And for a food service company, you might be thinking their focus should be good food and good service, but their own website says, quote, "This year, Cracker Barrel's focus was to be a part of the Pride experience."
A lot of this is, of course, created by a DEI.
Well, you're right, but it doesn't end there. The Cracker Barrel website says that they believe that diversity and pride are pillars that should guide decision-making year-round. In fact, to uphold these values, Cracker Barrel also engaged with the HRC and the Out and Equal Advocates Workplace Conference. More on the HRC later, but let's dive into Out and Equal. For those who don't know, Out and Equal is an organization focused on forcing sexuality and transgenderism into the workplace. Cracker Barrel sponsored their conference and really went the extra mile by creating rocking chairs in every color of the LGBTQ plus pride flag. This was part of a large DEI push at Cracker Barrel corporate in recent years. Cracker Barrel was so devoted to this DEI push before most even knew DEI was a thing that they were given an award by the Out and Equal Advocates for having 2018's top LGBT ERG group. Yes, Cracker Barrel has a special group for LGBTQ plus employees. Again, back in my day, a club about the sex you like to have at work would have been called sexual harassment, but now it's apparently empowering and virtuous if you make a club about it. That's not the only award they've won, though. No, they also won Nashville LGBT Chamber of Commerce's award for corporate diversity. To really drive home how out of touch the company's become, here's a photo of a former Cracker Barrel employee's cubicle where you can see his pronouns listed on his Out and Equal name tag, along with what appears to be a Gay Pride FBI logo and various...
So there's Smotherman. I talked about him. This is his cubicle at one of the places. I talked about him in one of my videos, Smotherman. I said, why is it called Smotherman? Is he smothering his boyfriend's cock? Right off the bat, knew this guy was gay, and he was running their DEI program. Here's his cubicle. It's chocked full of left-wing pride, LGBTQ crap in it.
Various virtue signaling signs. Cracker Barrel also took part in something called the Southern States Forum, where they discuss how to advance the far-left agenda and normalize transgenderism and their causes in Southern states. At this forum, they did a workshop on the Cracker Barrel, quote, timeline of progress. This is about advancing LGBTQ plus issues.
So they were going hard, even further back than I even thought. Here's a new video here. They've done AI. And they've put, she's the only one that can say, hold on.
A feminist, oh, here we go again.
Sydney Sweeney.
Another woke corporate crash out. A feminist CEO.
Now, for fuck's sake. There we go. Yep. No, sorry. Can't have a free video without a commercial up your ass.
Traditional brand name. So, they send me in to save their dumb asses. But don't worry, I won't tell you to eat here.
Sydney Sweeney is a great
It's a great cracker.
What's up, guys? It's Benny. If you view wokeness as a terminal illness, as I do, then you're naturally going to go through the stages of grief when you're dealing with that illness. And one of the most prominent stages of grief is going to be denial. The people who are terminally woke deny that anything is wrong. Deny that they've destroyed their brands or franchises or companies through wokeness. They cling on to the very last. This happened with Alyssa Heinerscheid at Bud Light. This is happening with Kathleen Kennedy at Disney Star Wars. Why hasn't... There's no executive on earth who would survive what Kathleen Kennedy has survived, the failures that she has visited upon the most successful IP in the history of Hollywood. And she's still trudging forward as though Disney Star Wars has been a success. It hasn't, but they're in denial And this is what's
And
happening.
I brought
right
that
now
up
Cracker
earlier.
Barrel.
They've been all of their newest stuff has been crashing, except for maybe Andor. Andor's been kind of holding its own.
There's anything wrong with the Cracker Barrel rebrand.
Honestly, the feedback's been overwhelmingly positive that people like what we're doing.
You see, watch the feedback has been absolutely over. No, the fuck it hasn't. You talk to all of the people that you pay, all of your employees and your lower management. You're like, what do you think of the garbage decisions we're making? And they're like, oh, I love it. I don't want to lose my job. Everybody's not over. No one is responding to this and going, I think it's amazing. There's the original logo up top. Here's a new logo right now. I mean, zero thought process was put into this. It was simple. Get rid of the white guy. Get rid of the barrel. Make it so that white people are no longer welcome here. Send the message out there. We don't want white people here. We want gays and trannies and freakos, and then we want whatever minority community is going to show up. And let's change it to a shit new background that we put zero thought process in, but probably paid $7 million to make, if not more.
I'll give you another soundbite. I actually have
to be in
Orlando last week with all of our managers. We bring them together and every other year. And the number one question that I got asked, Michael, was, how can I get a remodel? When can I get a remodel? How do I get on the list?
Oh, really?
So because
everyone wants a remodel. They want to look like a brand new McDonald's. That's the Cracker Barrels are now starting to look like the new McDonald's. If you've ever gone into one of those, it's sleek corporate gray. It's bland. There's nothing to it. They lost all of their old style image you remember when you were growing up. That's gone. That's what this stupid bitch has done to all of them. And then she's claiming, oh yeah, they're all hitting me up and saying they want to rebrand.
The feedback and the buzz is so good, not only from our customers,
the feedback and the buzz. No, the fuck it isn't.
Has it really
you lost
been
$100 million.
So good from your customers?
That don't sound good to me.
This is the same Cracker Barrel that just lost close to $500 million.
So it keeps going up.
In stock valuation over the past tenure of the CEO. It lost 20% over the last 3 days since the launch of this rebrand. So I don't think so, but now Cracker Barrel is doing the exact opposite thing that it should be doing. Cracker Barrel is dismissing critics of its new logo as a vocal minority, claiming the chain is moving in the right direction. So ignore your paying customers, ignore your fans, and then insult them. I cannot believe they're taking this page out of the Hollywood, Disney, Marvel, Disney, Star Wars playbook. But here we go. Attacking the fans. This is the next thing that happens. This is the denial stage. And Cracker Barrel dismisses critics as a vocal minority while rival restaurant adds to backlash. Text-only design, companies, menu changes, and remodels of restaurant transformation. Here we go. Cracker Barrel is saying that it's the customers who are wrong, not us. Cracker Barrel Old Country Store customers have been vocal in social media for their disdain of the recent transformation of the Tennessee-based restaurant chain. These voices grew even louder after Cracker Barrel unveiled its new logo. The new logo does away with the illustration of an old man leaning against a barrel while seated in the chair. Instead, the text-only logo uses typeface in the background. Cracker Barrel rolled out a new menu, including breakfast and dinner options, and refreshed all of its restaurants, something that nobody asked for. Although Cracker Barrel Chief Marketing Officer touted the changes as bringing fresh energy and craftsmanship to our guests, many people had a different perspective. Benny Johnson, didn't know I was in this article, YouTube content creator and conservative influencer, based in Florida, wrote that it's absolutely horrible. When will they learn? And the response was resoundingly negative. Not a cracker or a barrel in sight, one person wrote.
Cracker or a barrel in sight.
Steak and shake now.
And that's what it is. It's to get rid of white people. We don't want white people here. And which is ironic, since it's a woke white leftist idiot who is pushing this entire agenda, and we want it to be LGBTQ friendly. So let me tell you something. Many of these people, I don't have jobs, don't have money. They're not eating at Cracker Barrel. They're not showing up, even if you did make all these changes and make it more inclusive. But this is their thought process, is to force it on everyone, shove it down your throat, and turn everything into LGBTQ. And you're just going to have to deal with it everywhere you go. The point is to force the message down everyone's throats. And either you become an ally and you love it, or at the bare minimum, you simply kind of hang your head and you just You just deal with it, and you walk into whatever place is pushing this garbage. And the American people don't want that. That's the reason we voted in Trump. That's the reason that we've made the moves that we have, is because we're sick of DEI. We're sick of LGBTQ plus minus divided by sign. We're sick of it being shoved down our throats. We don't want the parades anymore. We don't want the businesses. Target's CEO had to step down. They've lost millions of dollars in stock because of their DEI woke initiative, where they were having tuck bathing suits for little boys to go to the beach so you could pretend your little boy is a little girl. Now you've got Cracker Barrel facing the backlash, Bud Light facing the backlash, all those other companies that Robbie was talking about. It's that you have to hit these companies in the wallet. That's the only thing they understand. They're writing and saying, oh, the backlash is a small vocal minority. They don't really matter. That's going to be their response 100% of the time until you stop spending your money there and you stop doing business with them 100%. Then they'll have no choice but to acknowledge that vocal minority is actually a majority that is not going to do business with them anymore. So I'm very happy to see, this is fuck around and find out. You want to be stupid. You want to essentially burn your business to the ground with your new business plan. I'm happy to see it, and I'm happy to see them go down. Go woke, go broke. It's not just a saying. It's what these companies go through. All right, that's an update, and I got more coming. Thanks, everyone.